Welcome back, everybody, to the CF Podcast. We are here to continue on our conversation with Larry Vickers.
Thank you. Here on behalf of Vickers Tactical.
Yes, sir.
And sponsored by CCWSafe.
Absolutely. And we'll get into a little bit more, too, just in case you guys don't know who or what CCWSafe does. We'll talk about that a little bit later. We've got Kaya back with us.
How's it going, guys?
And we've got our friend and guest, Alex Zedra.
Happy to be here.
Absolutely. Well, I'm glad you're happy to be here. We're
I
gonna
am.
be shooting some.
I have coffee. I'm ready.
Yeah. Dude, you're jacked, right? Well, we've already had some pretty awesome conversation. We're going to continue it on, but this time we're going to involve you guys back at home because on Instagram we have put up an Ask Me Anything or Ask Us Anything. And some of you guys have put out some pretty good questions. They don't know the questions. I'm going to be reading them all. And
do we each answer one as we go around the table?
Yeah, we'll go around.
Yeah, we'll go through. Yeah, we'll go through, and it'll be one question we all answer, type of thing. And if sometimes I might be directed right at somebody, we'll see how it goes. But really, if you don't like the questions that were asked, do better. So let's, because it's really on you. So let's see. Let's just hop right into it first of all. And I actually should have had this pulled up right away, but whatever. I'll do better at my job eventually.
Do better.
Actually, hold on. Before we do this. My question to you, because we forgot to finish the part 2 of the question that we ended in the first podcast, because we asked about your favorite pistol, which was the Glock 34.
Yes.
Favorite rifle?
Marlin 4570.
Really?
Yes.
Off the top of your head?
I was like, what? I did not expect that at all.
I would have lost a bet on that.
Yeah. I honestly, I shot it at a range. This is older gentleman there, and I saw him shooting it, and I'm like, excuse me, I usually don't do this, but can I shoot your gun? I'll pay for the rounds or anything. He's like, no, I by all means. And I fell in love with it. I'm like, this is so fun to shoot. So I was looking for, it was it's like a brushed nickel color. I couldn't find it anywhere, and I found it in this middle of literally nowhere, the desert in Texas, BFE, small little gun store that's in the back of a cow ranch. And there was one for sale. And I bought it that day, and now it's worth double the price.
Yes.
But it's literally my favorite gun, minus loading. That part sucks.
The
shooting
trap door on the right side.
Trapper.
The
thumbnail trapper.
Yes,
yeah, exactly.
I have busted my fingers so many times on that thing.
Yeah.
But I still love it.
Dude, it's a lot of fun. Have you done the little lever gun flip, and done the
No, I haven't, because I got
I
have short little arms.
And you know what's funny?
I'm not going to.
The caveat into a T-Rex is great because, Chris Pratt. Mm-hmm. And if you go to Marlin's website, last time I checked, they still have it up there. It says that the Marlin 1895 SBL 4570 is great for hunting big game, hunting bears, hunting deer, and T-Rexes. Yeah. I was like, good job, Marlin. I appreciate that. So the Marlin 4570, awesome gun.
So they discontinued those, right? Remington then took over?
I think Ruger.
Ruger.
Yeah, I think Ruger and Marlin are now a thing.
Oh, they are?
Gotcha.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think Ruger took over Marlin.
I had a lot of people, they're like, I'll give you $3,000 for that rifle. And I was like...
Oh, they might just want an original Marlin.
Yes, it was an original Marlin. So, now they're remaking them, but it's not the original.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So, okay, all right. Well, to each their own. Either way, I think you're still getting a fantastic rifle if that's what you want to go with. Mm-hmm. The 4570 is it's just an awesome cartridge. Expensive, but
it is.
It is. So, first question is, when is Alex going to get Clint a character role in COD?
Oh, if I only knew.
Yeah, right. So
I don't even know if my character is going to be in Modern Warfare 2. So
because if you guys don't know, Alex was Operator Mara in Modern Warfare, 2019.
Yes.
Which is so wild to think about that. That's
I know.
So far away.
I know. 3 years ago.
But Modern Warfare 2 just recently dropped. Warzone just dropped the other night.
Mm-hmm. It's terrible.
Yeah. Oh, and
Is it really?
Yeah, it sucks so bad. Yeah. It feels like I'm playing PUBG again. And I don't know if y'all have played PUBG, but it's very clunky.
Yeah. Well, maybe with some updates, we'll see.
I'm sure with a few patches they'll fix it. But
we'll see. But so far, I'm enjoying the game a lot. I really am having a good time with it. The campaign I thought was pretty good. I really like the stories in campaign mode. I'm a campaign.
Same here. Yeah.
So if they want to expand on that and just keep going deep with the campaigns, I'm happy with it. Did you watch the end credit scene?
Oh yeah, with the
don't spoil
on the airplane.
Yep.
Yep.
If
That's all I said.
I'm not going to say anything else. I'm not going to say anything else other than if you're like me and you're like, oh, you have a skip button, I'm going to skip.
Yes.
Watch the end credit scene.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it. All right. Anyway, because I wanted to, but I'm not going to. All right. Cool. So, all right. So this is pretty good. And this one I'm going to ask to everybody. Alex, what is your favorite and least favorite gun to shoot? Ammo price not a factor.
My least favorite?
Yeah.
FNX.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah.
I am offended.
It's like people say, oh, the high point. But I'm just going to be, for me, it's a big gun. And I can't.
I got little hands.
I got little T-Rex hands, and the grip is so aggressive on the front, and it tears my hands up.
Okay.
And it's just not a comfortable gun for me to shoot. Yeah. And like I love shooting it. It's in my house. Like I got a Surefire light on and everything. It's ready to go.
Same.
But I'm not going to take it to the range and be like, I just hate shooting that thing. It just sucks. I'm like, God. And I'm like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah. Okay.
All of y'all's faces, you're like, what?
Yeah, I can see that. All right, now here's my recommendation, right? And I have some. I might let you try it. Goon tape. Wrap the grip in goon tape. It's like a soft cloth, but it's sticky to the inside,
like
so it sticks to itself.
Grip tape, like
kind of, but it's not so grippy. It's not. It softens it.
Okay.
So now
it's
the
like
only
the
problem,
teeth on the front of the grip.
Yeah, so you
like
can even
I
take
don't
just a
nowhere
piece.
else. It's just those aggressive teeth.
Yeah,
are
so
just
take a strip of goon tape and just put that on the front, and then that should soften it some.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
It kind of
something to
depends
consider.
how far down the rabbit hole you want to go, but you can always have that stippled and tone that way
just
down.
like
or sandpapered
sand
off
it down.
or Dremel.
Dremel. I do got a Dremel. I just don't want to take it to, what are they? $1,100.
Oh yeah,
FNX.
yeah. Some of them.
I just don't want to. I'm like,
yeah. I don't want to mess that up.
Yeah.
So I understand that. We'll see all the gunsmiths out there with their Dremels, doing all sorts of wonderful things. But
hey, there's another part of that. Remember,
Yep.
most favorite gun to shoot.
yeah,
Remember
what is
that?
your favorite and least favorite gun to shoot? So what's your
my favorite? Oh, my favorite. I would say I love shooting like big guns, like 50 BMGs, Barretts.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that.
You can't, but they're expensive to shoot.
There is
But
that.
they said
But they
that
say
ammo
price,
cost didn't matter.
not a
So
factor.
yeah.
So,
I just
okay.
love shooting like big guns.
Kaya.
Aw factor.
Yeah.
Dude, this is such
Least
how do you even
favorite.
answer that? Least favorite for sure. Gen 2 Glock, a 40 caliber. I own one.
enough.
Like an 8-pound trigger.
I mean, oh my god, and the recoil.
Yeah.
It's like I'm shooting a 50 BMG, 50 AE in my hand, right? It's crazy. So yeah, I don't like that at all. I have one,
Full size gun.
full size. Well,
Have you shot the
medium.
the 23? That's the Glock 19 size 40. Have you
no,
ever
that's
shot?
no, that's what I was saying. Medium. It is a 23.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that's what I was going to tell you.
Gen
It's
2.
even worse than the full size.
Absolutely.
They're It's like having a M80 firecracker go off in your hand.
Yep. Compared to Gen 5, like it's
Oh,
night and day.
night
So
and day. Yeah.
that's what my least favorite. And I was thinking about handguns, but I guess I'm going to switch to rifles.
Yeah.
And I must say, CMMG Descent Suppress 300 Blackout
That's your favorite?
right now.
Yeah,
Suppress 300 Blackout.
Yeah, because you've never shot a 300 blackout
I can't,
before, right?
I seriously, it's like I just fell in love with it, and I can't stop thinking about it.
Dude, well, good news is we have it sitting right over there, so we'll take it to the range today.
Okay, yeah.
And you can get your fix.
And Alex hasn't.
Have you shot the Descent yet by CMMG?
Okay.
Oh,
No.
All right. Well,
but
we're
I actually
doing that
did just get my first 300 blackout a couple weeks ago, or
What'd
a
you-
few months ago.
today. What'd you get?
Wolfpack Armory. I got my own, it's a side charging upper, and then I
Really?
got my own serial number, and it's 42069.
Or 2069. I know that number. Very familiar with it, thanks to Mr. Dump Morgan.
It's
Mag
mag
dump.
dump. Be careful what dumping you're talking about. But yeah, my Meridian Defense AK is a stock number 69. It just happens to be that way. I didn't
Oh,
choose
like
that or anything.
off the, like,
No,
or did you get?
It's just from Meridian Defense. You could choose your stock number or
okay.
what year your receiver was, and it just happened to be so. I did not tell them I wanted stock number 69.
Of course not. Why would you?
So that's what's there. Anyway, so your favorite is right now that 300 Blackout Descent.
I mean, it's an amazing gun. Of course, I'll go with 50 BMG too, everybody's favorite, right? But no, I wanted to go with something more realistic for me. But that thing is, oh my God.
It's
I
nice.
have to own one.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
should be able to.
I mean,
figure
I'm
that
just
out.
thinking about
We're in America. You can own it.
Yeah, of course. Like, I'll go back to whole CQB stuff or CQC stuff, right? Like, I just can't imagine. Like, that's the gun.
Yeah.
You just walk into places.
What's the barrel length? Is it like
Like
Six?
Yeah, yeah.
inch?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh,
It's
really?
a shorty.
Very short side charge.
Side charging. They use what's
No
called
buffer
a
system.
compact action technology. So it's a
Oh, no
bufferless
wonder you
DI
like
system.
it. I was
Yep.
like,
Oh, it's cool.
But
It's
that's
like-
cool.
It's
Oh,
little.
right on.
Yeah, and it's still a DI system like your AR, but it's bufferless, right? So the entire
Okay.
mechanism is, it looks kind of like an MCX bolt carrier group when you take that apart. So it's got the dual springs on the side, and it's all very compact. So it's super cool. But yeah, we'll take it apart and show you and shoot it.
Yeah.
Pretty neat. But Larry, least and most
Least.
favorite.
Without a doubt, I filmed a video quite a while ago with the Arsenal Firearms, not the Arsenal USA AK, but Arsenal Firearms over in Italy. And then remember the double barrel 1911? The 45
Oh,
double barrel?
Lord. Yes.
Do they sell those still?
I'm
I
sure
don't
you
think
can
I've
find
even
them.
seen one of those.
Oh, really?
Double barrel. Just imagine a 1911 sandwiched together. A double barrel.
Like, I think I've seen a video of it, but in
he's
person?
shaking his head. He'll show you one. In order to depress the grip safety, I had to pivot my hand around and actually push against the grip safety in order to fire it. So all the recoil was coming straight back on my thumb for a double barrel 1911 45 ACP.
Nope.
I shot one mag for the video, or one mag each side, which at the same time, and I said, "That's it. I'm not going to shoot it again."
Wow.
That is my least favorite gun to shoot.
Yeah.
That's
And
fair.
even more so than the one shot I fired out of the Smith & Wesson 460.
Oh, yeah.
Remember I came
Yep.
over here and we were talking about that?
Yep.
I-
Spoiler alert, that's my least favorite. But
Oh, did I tell you?
that's okay.
Favorite is a Sturmgewehr.
Yeah. Oh man, that's a
long
good
gun.
favorite. Yeah, STG 44, huh? 8mm Kurtz, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
792 Kurtz. It's a sweetheart to shoot.
Yeah.
Long stroke, so it's real soft. That's my favorite to shoot.
Oh man, that's a good one. That's a really good one. Okay, so that's super classic. Yeah, you guys already know my least favorite, that 460 Smith & Wesson. So the one that I shot had just like those fake ivory grips, and it looked like just like your old school. So there's no area for you really to grip. Big old wheel gun, revolver, and that cartridge, I mean, that hurt. It physically hurt. And I was like,
a
you know
wrist
what, dude?
breaker?
Yeah. Yeah.
You shot one of those?
0 out of 10
have.
would recommend.
Don't. You have
I have, yeah.
Don't.
Yeah.
No. The 500 Smith & Wesson is more comfortable to shoot. A big rubber grip, big old like comp and break at the
So
end
is
of
the
it.
grip is just too small to
Yeah,
like
just
be able
imagine
to.
like your regular like a cowboy wheel gun,
Yeah.
you know, a revolver, and that type of grip where it's just that, you know,
And it's
really
meant,
uncomfortable.
Right, it's meant to pivot in your hand for recoil and whatnot. So in that horrendous caliber,
Yeah, that sucked. My favorite though, I gotta tell you, my favorite gun to shoot, one that I shoot all the time, is my Mark 12. It's my favorite gun to shoot. It really is so soft recoiling, so
Yeah.
accurate. And every time I take a new shooter to go out and shoot it, they're just like, "That's my favorite." I'm like, "Yeah, I believe it," because even with the silencer on it, I get hardly any, if at all, any gas back to the face, even though it's a DI system, and it just
now
runs
you're
so
a right-hander, so God bless you. As a lefty,
well. Oh.
a DI suppressed gun, you get the gas right in the face.
Even
That's
with
where
a,
being a righty is a plus.
yeah, even with a like a Mark 12 though, like the same thing, even with that longer system.
I've always had that with suppressed guns. MP5 SD.
Yeah.
You fire.
Oh
you know,
yeah.
This kind of a thing. It's
MP5
terrible as a
SD.
lefty. It's terrible.
All right, I take it back. Full auto MP5 SD. That's my favorite. Now that you've mentioned it, I was like, oh yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Was that the one that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep,
I
I
thought
was
so.
to
Where
say,
they had
yeah.
like the what
The
is
radiator
that?
hose.
Yes.
He had the radiator hose going over the fore end and around the silencer, and he's like, yeah, you can run as many mags as you want to.
Now,
It's not going to heat
where
up.
are you seeing it around the silencer? Because the factory one's not that way.
No, it's not. This is how he did it.
On his gun.
I'll show you I'll pull up the video on my phone and show you. It's somewhere or on my Instagram or whatever. But I mean, dude, it just, and oh my God, it was beautiful.
It doesn't go anywhere.
No, you and I both were just
It's
like, we need this. Yeah, it's like, you got an extra like $50,000 laying around? Because I need one of these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Just a little tip from your Uncle Lair. They're not as reliable as a standard one because
I
they
believe
get
that.
a ton of carbon in there.
Yeah.
If you want to run them, you got to run them seriously lubed.
Yeah. Oh, I
You gotta-
believe it.
You got to
Yeah.
run them wet, and you got to clean them much more often. Now that cleaning thing, I know. Is
I don't
new-
like cleaning.
That's a new
I
concept
hate
for you.
cleaning.
Miss Glock 34.
Yeah, right?
It's not a Glock 34. You got to clean it more, and you got to keep it lubed because it is not as reliable as a standard MP5.
Yeah, fair enough. So there's our least and favorites. Okay, this is going to be a good one here. Your favorite full-size pistol and compact pistol, and in what caliber, so I get that, so you can have the same pistol in different calibers.
Wow.
Yeah, so your favorite full-size pistol and compact. I'll just go ahead and start this one off. Compact, I'm thinking my concealed carry right now, the 365 macro. I love that gun. I am running that, shooting it really well, 9mm. My favorite full-size pistol, unlike Alex, is my FNX 45 Tactical. I love shooting that suppressed with my RMR, my Surefire.
It's so big and ridiculous.
Big and ridiculous is what America's all about, all right? Okay?
Throw a flashlight on there and an RMR, and it's just like
Yep.
so much.
Yep. All right, how about yours?
Well, I said earlier, Glock 43,
Yep.
my compact.
Yep.
It's easy for me to carry, honestly, and slim profile is really comfortable for me.
And the full size probably a 34.
Yeah, but I want to try to think of something else to say, but I don't know.
That's full size plus. A full size would be the Glock 17.
Right.
Your
The
full
34
size
is actually
plus.
like the longest barrel
It
they
is.
make,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. It's equivalent to the
don't wanna-
17L, right? Isn't it
Right.
pretty much the
Yeah,
same?
it is.
Yeah.
I believe you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love my VP9.
Oh,
I
That's a
like
okay.
the
good gun.
VP9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
gun.
VP9 's solid.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It took me
Yeah.
a while to when I first got it for the mag release,
Mag release.
being on the trigger guard there, but
You're used
actually
to it now. You like it?
Yeah, I actually ran it for a while in a few competitions, and it actually was easier for me because I didn't have to do this with my
Yeah.
Glock and like throw out
the mag.
and
Yeah.
do
Yeah,
this.
once you get used to that paddle with your trigger finger, it's a home run.
It was way faster for me to reload, and I enjoyed it. But
VP9 is a good gun.
Yeah.
If you're out there and you've never tried one, I highly recommend trying a VP9. They're good guns. They're very accurate.
Mm-hmm. yeah,
too.
actually, one of the Corinne Mosher, I don't know if y'all know her. She was an excellent shooter.
Yeah, I know her.
She
Had her in an AK class before.
Okay, yeah,
Nice.
she's awesome. I ran a match with her, and she came up to me. She's like, oh my gosh, that is the best grouping I've seen on paper today. I was like, really? I was like, oh, thank
That's
you.
awesome.
And that's when I ran
Yeah.
my VP9,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, I'm about to retire this Glock. But then I went and had the trigger worked on, and then something happened to it, and it just didn't have any like when I went to
Take
pull.
up?
Yeah, like I pulled it back, and it was like you hit a wall. There was
Yeah.
no
Slack
give.
in
There was
there.
no slack
Oh,
after
okay,
it.
got it. Yeah,
So it
it's
would
super light.
It's like a one stage almost, right?
Yeah, it
Two.
was really weird, and it actually made my hand cramp because I had no give at all. It was just like I was pushing on a freaking.
Oh, so is this really really long take up? Is that what you're saying, or is it
No,
really
it was
solid?
short,
It's
and
short
but
take-up.
after you have that little tick, and
Yeah.
it kind of still, I don't know,
And it still carried through?
You'll have to I'll have to bring it and
Yeah,
you can
just try
shoot
it.
it. I
Yeah.
haven't had it fixed yet, but it's
Who-
really, really weird.
Well, you probably don't want to mention it, but who did the trigger? How did that come about?
It was someone from HK recommended that they did the trigger, and I can't remember. It was like Wolf something. That
Lazy
isn't
Wolf
narrowed
Guns.
down.
I know that guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
He
you're
did my
having
trigger.
a problem with it, go back to him. And
Yeah.
just
He
say,
said,
"Hey,
I'll be happy to fix
Yeah.
it. And they were really,
cool.
really like totally, I just,
just tell him
haven't
that
sent it
the
out.
way it's sorted out, it is not good for me."
Yeah.
He's a good guy and does great HK work.
yeah.
Yeah.
They were super like awesome. Like send it out. We'll fix it, whatever you want to do. Cause I was like, dude, my trigger finger is getting really exhausted and I don't like, this isn't, something's not right here. Like it
Right.
just feels like, I don't know, but I'll have to let you shoot it.
Yeah.
And you'll see what I'm talking about. It's hard to explain.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. No, I'd be interested to try it and see what's going on with it. Kaya, your favorite full size pistol and compact pistol?
Compact, I've carried it for years, so I'll just go with Springfield XCS 9mm.
Okay.
Yeah, I've had it for years. It works for me. I know there's better stuff out there now,
But that's what you know.
but that's what I know. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'll go back
Now-
to exactly what I know.
Right now, you know. Right?
Yep. I like that. I just learned that today. Like,
But the more you know,
All right.
The more you know,
Swear to God.
that's
little
it. The
rainbow
more you
thing.
know.
I just
With the
learned that today.
rainbow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
just,
Reading Rainbow. Wait, what was it? Reading Rainbow?
Yeah, something
Or-
like that. I don't know. Anyway,
right.
us 90s babies.
Have you seen that on TV?
Nope.
Yeah.
Negative, sir.
You'll
Take
see
a
it.
look in a book. Reading
The
Rainbow.
more you know. Yeah.
Now we're gonna get hit with the trademark. You know,
Let's put that on the screen now.
You
Yep.
have to look it
Yeah.
up.
No, I'll
Star.
look it up for sure. Yeah, compact, that's what I know.
Yep.
So I just went with that, and I'm going to go with what I know, which is the Glock 17M.
for your full size.
M is what I had. And
That's what you were issued in the FBI, right?
Yep, that's what I was, and that's what I went through the firearm instructor's course to, which you do a little competition before you get accepted, and then you do another one there. And did pretty well. I was second place on Top Gun, and then the combat, I think my time was the fastest with it amongst other agents, and loved it. So I shot it really well. I enjoyed it. So I go with 17M because I'm trained with it. I like it.
Works for me. Awesome. Larry?
Well, I'm going to keep it in the same family because you could go any different direction with this. 19.
I knew it.
All that.
I knew it.
I knew it. I'm going to keep it in the same family. Glock 17 Gen 5.
Yeah.
Glock 19 Gen 5. Now, first one to say that I would not necessarily really consider the 19 to be a compact gun.
Right.
It's more of a mid-size.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, I'm going to go Glock 17 Gen 5, Glock 19 Gen 5.
You know what's funny, though, is the mindset or the definition of compact has changed, right? It's because before, the 19 was kind of considered, that was compact. You know, that was the more compact option. And then as you start seeing like the 365, the 43, something else, it's like,
Right.
oh, that's subcompact, right? You got these more guns. And then you had like the, what was it called? Like the LC1 or something like that by Ruger or somebody, that really tiny, narrow
LCP?
guy. Yeah, LCP.
Oh my
yeah,
God,
something like that. And it's like, dude, what in the
No.
hell
I
is
couldn't
going
stand
on?
that gun.
Yeah, that's
Can't shoot
tiny.
that thing for crap.
Nope.
I'm like, I have no idea where that went.
Right, that is definitely a get off me.
Yeah.
So there's that. All right. But okay, but it makes sense. 19 and 17 Gen 5s.
Gen 5.
Yeah. The
Yep.
Gen 5s are solid. I am a fan of the Gen
Yep.
5s for
Absolutely.
sure. This is a good one here. We're talking about AKs now. What AK would you
Now,
recommend?
you didn't answer what your favorites are.
Yeah, that was.
Did
Oh,
you?
yeah.
Didn't I? Yeah,
But
he-
you
he-
started.
He kicked
Yeah,
it
I
off.
Yeah, you
He
started.
started
Yeah,
with
kicked it
you,
off.
though.
No,
what
I
did
went
you
to her. Yeah, because I said the
And
FNX
then-
45 and my SIG macro, 365
Yeah,
macro.
he kicked it off. This
Okay,
one.
all right.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I'm
having-
the one that's
having a
screwing things
senior
up.
moment there. An AARP moment. Well, I'm joking because they're anti-gun.
Oh, yeah.
If I remember correctly, they're anti-gun. So
Hey, you know what? That's a anti-ad for them right there.
yeah, exactly.
Oh my goodness, that's hilarious. So, so Frank 101130 asks, what AK would you recommend for a newbie to AKs? Ooh.
So what? I'm a newbie too, so I'm with Frank.
I only
What would
have
you
one
recommend?
AK, and
What AK do you have?
I don't remember the name, the brand.
Oh my
it's
God.
black and it has like a gold. It's black and gold. That's all I know. Or tin coated, I should say. It's not gold.
I got an easy answer for that.
What are you gonna say?
Arsenal USA.
Arsenal? Arsenal's
Arsenal
solid.
USA, without a doubt. I've told many people that.
Yeah.
Now it's going to be more expensive than others out there.
Right.
But pony up the money, and Arsenal USA, in my opinion, for the money, makes the best AK or offers
Yeah.
the best AK in the United States.
Nice. Okay. Mine isn't technically an AK. It's more along the M70 line, but it's going to be Zastava or Zastava. I'm a really big fan of those guys out of Serbia.
The newer ones they're bringing in, you're talking about?
Yeah,
Okay.
because they're the chrome line, bulge trunnion, solid guns. And they make a variety of them. If you want them in 5.56, you can find them in 5.56 with the what is the M7? The what's the one that's like the Mark 12? The M90. That's it. That one, is like the Serbian Mark 12.
Do
It's
you
got an
guys sell
adjustable
those here
gas
at Classic?
Oh yeah,
There you go.
We
I
move a
didn't know
lot of
that.
Zastava. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's not the reason why I'm bringing them up. It's just they are great guns. My first AK I ever bought was a Zastava underfolder that was still being imported under Century at that point in time. And it's the only gun that I've had that I first bought that I still have. I sold my first AR, sold my first pistol, but I still have my first AK, believe it or not. So that's my recommendation. But yours, I mean, there's your AK. That's
I'm really
cool.
trying to remember
Because
it.
there's JMac out there that takes them and does
Is
some
it
really cool work.
was it a kit build or is it a custom
No,
one?
that's just what their look was. It was like black and gold was like, gosh, it's been so long. I'd like never shoot it ever. It's just on my wall just because I don't really have a whole bunch of 7.62 laying around. But
John, why don't you just like Google black and gold AK, see what comes up. That should be fun.
Yeah.
All right, so
it's going to bother me.
yeah, well, it's all right if you think of it. That's cool. Here we go. Does weight of an AR? Yes.
He never answered.
Oh, he said he's still
I
new
mean,
into it.
I'm pretty new, like Frank, to AK platforms, but I would definitely say cast out 545.
Oh my God. I'm out. I'm done. You and your COD. You and your even Alex is like,
just like,
No,
shut up.
I'm
Yeah, look at
I'm
her.
super
at her
new to
face.
it. So I don't know much about AK platforms,
Yeah.
and they're a lot of fun. Obviously, proven the most
Yeah.
widely shoulder fired.
Well, they got a lot. You
weapons
guys
out
got
there.
a lot.
So
of
Oh, yeah,
AKs.
AKs? Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
you got to get some time behind one. It's one
Absolutely.
of those guns that you have to know how to operate. Doesn't mean
Yeah.
like you got to turn into Mr. AK. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that, but you need to be
You
able
got
to
to
pick
get that
one up.
cool, like,
You got to be able to
shoulder
pick
arm
Yeah.
one
thing
up,
going.
Yep.
and you got to be able to shoot it.
Absolutely. Yeah. There. I mean, I know how the platform works and all that, but it's when it comes to brands. I've never owned one, but I have a feeling I'm gonna learn very quickly here.
Well, let me give you a couple things here from your Uncle Lair. A lot of people think they're very crude guns and whatnot. There's a lot more sophisticated engineering that goes into AK than what people think.
Yeah. Well, put it this way: it's a lot easier to build your own AR than it is an AK.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just want to throw that out there. AKs are cool. They're reliable and they're simple when it comes down to their operation. But there's not too many, people buying AK kits. Unless you've got somebody that can actually take it and put it together for you.
That knows how to do it.
Right.
Like I got a good buddy, Vincent Buckles, Mesa Kinetic Research. He does a great job. He knows that gun inside and out. You're right. There's not that many. When you get down to it, you can list on one hand, maybe two max, the builders in the United States that you could trust to build an AK.
Right.
And Brandon Herrera is trying to do an AK-50.
Yeah, he's working on it. He's still working on it. Believe me, he is reminded constantly that he is still working on an AK. Every time I see him, I'm like, so how many times have you been asked today? And he's like, well, now that you're asking, that makes it 1,182. But no, I mean, he's still working on it. But Brandon, we're all here to support you, buddy.
Yeah,
we're ready to do another AK-50 giveaway. We did a collaboration giveaway with him where we gave away an M82 and one of the AK guys' AKs, and I was nice. It's an AK-50 giveaway, not an
AK-50.
Yeah,
but a little play on words. All right, so Fireball 2509 says, does weight of an AR factor into what you are looking when buying one? What does matter? So when weight of an AR factor into when buying one? My answer on that is it depends on the purpose it's going to serve.
That's exactly right, dude.
Yeah.
If you're going to carry it around all day, it freaking does.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. My Mark 12, I'm going to keep it kind of light. My Mark 18, bitch is heavy.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's real heavy.
You say like the Mark 12 is light for you. Mark 12 is heavy for me.
So
one of my rifles.
Yeah, perspective is a different.
My range proof AR-15, 6 pounds.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, I'm running and dumping
that
in barrels and ripping it out. And I mean, you want as light as possible.
Right.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
Because I mean, the most you're shooting is like 100 yards, maybe 400 yards max. But exactly, like, depends on what you're using it for.
Yeah, for a competitive gun, my Stag competitive 3 gun, that is actually super light. Yeah, same.
I agree. Two things. You guys nailed it. It's what you're using it for. If you're going to carry it all day, even a 6-pound AR is going to feel heavy after a while. Yeah. Here's the other factor. How much are you going to accessorize it?
Right.
How much stuff are you going to bolt on it?
All of it.
And then a full mag.
It's the old thing we used to say in the Army. In SF, we used to say 100 pounds of lightweight gear.
Yeah.
I've got a ton of lightweight gear I'm wearing, but it's still 100 pounds.
Yeah.
Right.
Same thing with an AR. You can make this lightweight rifle, and all of a sudden now it weighs as much as an M1 Garand based on the amount of stuff you put on it.
Right. Which reminds me.
Or more than an M1 Garand.
Yeah. So Kaya, what weighs more, 100 pounds of rocks or 100 pounds of feathers?
Well, it doesn't matter. Same thing for gravity.
Look at that.
Yeah, look at that, dude. You got educated somewhere other than
Public schools.
Public schools, yeah.
They taught me well. No, I learned that on YouTube.
Awesome. But no, I think we all agree, like, hey, it really comes down to the purpose of your gun. If you want something that you're going to be hiking trails with or whatever, then you want to go pretty lightweight. Competitive shooting, you want to go pretty lightweight. If you're looking for like your combat gun, depending on what you're going to be throwing on it, like I said, my Mark 18's got my silencer, got my EOTech, got my magnifier, got my laser, got my light, got my pressure pad, got my vertical grip, and I got
your bipod.
Right, I got everything, and I like to shoot at night with it with my night vision, hence why I have all this other ridiculous stuff hanging off of it. But you know what else it does? Fatigue. It causes fatigue.
But it looks really cool.
But it looks cool, and that's what matters.
Yep.
That's it.
All right. Don't worry about training or learning anything. It's all about looking cool, right? All right. Just kidding. Go seek training. Okay, cool. So I think we all agree on that. This is kind of a funny one from J Thong. All right. Medical marijuana, and it looks like is medical tree smoke cloud have the right to own and buy guns. So I think what he's trying to say is if you are under the influence of medical marijuana, should you still have the right to own and buy a firearm? I've got my thoughts on this, but I want to hear what you guys think.
Listen, I'm from South Carolina. We do real stupid shit.
Elaborate, please.
Chugging a beer, throw it in the air, woo, to shotgun, shooting
are you saying that's just a typical Tuesday for you?
Yeah, why not?
But we don't post that on YouTube.
Smart.
Yeah.
Smart. Yep. Kaya, now this is going to be an interesting take from Fed Boy. So what? I'm just
Fat boy. All right. Well,
You can fight me later.
Yes,
It's okay.
I
This is
want
all
to
I
hear
can say.
your point.
Yeah.
This is all I can say about this whole thing, right? The firearms are designed for literally one purpose, to end another human's life.
Right.
Or game's life, right?
Sure.
That really is. It's their design. The purpose is that, and you can apply it for many other things, but that's what they're designed for.
Right.
So be responsible.
Be responsible.
That's all I can say. I'm not going to say, oh, if you have that medical marijuana card, you can't. There's no way. Yeah, you should be able to. But just when you're handling it, be responsible. It protects you. Do something to protect it. That's what I always say.
If you carry a firearm and discharge your weapon in self-defense, you could face hundreds of thousands of dollars in legal fees and expenses. So carry the protection of CCWSafe, Self-Defense Legal Services Membership. Upfront payment of all criminal and civil defense costs with no out-of-pocket for members. Unlimited defense budgets. Unmatched legal expertise. Carry the same level of support police officers have. Carry CCWSafe, the highest caliber.
Oh, that's
Hey,
good.
man.
Yeah.
That's a really good response.
Ditto. I could not say it better
Yep.
than that. Ditto. What he just said is my opinion.
Yeah.
Spot on.
Yeah, handling it responsibly, and that's because I ultimately say you should have the right. If you've got medical marijuana, whatever it might be, and you want to still have the right to protect yourself, absolutely, right? But do it responsibly. I absolutely agree with that. So good response. Man.
Very spot on.
Man, good job.
Thanks.
All right. JBS Tactical Garage. No. Do the spicy challenge you just did in Outside the Warehouse. That's not a question. All right.
Please.
Deedle6785, want to take her out shooting. Again, not a question. And just throwing it out there, you're engaged now, right?
Yes.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yep.
Congratulations.
So
Thank
people don't
you.
want to take her out shooting. I think Brian might have a problem with that, right? First of all, wonderful dude. Again,
Yeah.
we were talking in the podcast earlier. It's kind of like, what do you always get these preconceptions or preconceived notions of what you might think of somebody before you meet them. When I first met Brian, I was like, oh God, this dude's going to whoop my ass for talking to Alex, right? He's such a sweetheart. He's
Yes,
such
like
a
the
kind dude.
tattoos and everything is just a.
Yeah, and then you talk to him, he's cracking jokes and everything. I
Alright.
was like, yeah, dude, but at the same time, don't mess with Brian.
I wouldn't. I'm looking at him right now, guys, and there's no way I'm messing with him. I just want to be his friends. I just want to be his friend.
I just want to be his friend. Yeah. So there you go. But all right. Let's see. What do y'all think we should do as a community? So this is what I was referring to by Dilly Willy. What do you think we should do as a community to stop gun control, and what can you do as influencers? So like what we talked about before, go out there, use our voices and platforms to say, hey, let's shine light on this bill that's really anti-2A, whatever it might be, like 114 that unfortunately passed in Oregon, or find these different, anti-2A politicians and say, y'all might want to go exercise your vote to right, your vote to right, your right to vote, whatever else it might be, depending on whether or not, the election system is not jacked up. But, at the end of the day, it's kind of like we have the capability of using our voices, and again, as influencers, right? Look, support organizations like, as Larry said before, the NRA, Gun Owners of America, Firearms Policy Coalition. There's one in Virginia, the Virginia Citizens Defensive League, I think it is, out there. There's each state has all sorts of different representatives as well, or different organizations that is actually standing up and fighting for your Second Amendment rights. So, easiest thing to do is say, hey, here's this issue, shine light on it, and go out there and don't support that.
You know what I also say, like influencers, right? I guess as an influencer, feels
I
weird
like
to
how
say.
we're all going.
I know.
Yeah, right.
Feels weird to say
Yeah,
that.
it's such a
Does.
bad.
I hate
but-
that word.
Yeah.
I know. I guess
So cringe.
whatever like status I have, but everybody always highlights these mass shooters and this and that.
Oh, yeah.
But I'll tell you that as a former law enforcement, and also got eyes and ears, and I see things out there. All these good law-abiding citizens who have their weapons, firearms, prevent a lot of shootings or some bad situations they get themselves out. I, as an influencer, highlight those. I'd like to continue to highlight those to create awareness for that, on top of the whole bill thing.
Right.
And I refuse to, like most recently, there was this mass shooting, and people messaged me that. I said, I'm not going to do anything with that. I mean, I feel horrible about it, but I just don't want to give that terrible human being more airtime on my end too.
Right.
So I'd like to highlight the good stuff. People who have saved their lives with their own guns. I've seen that many, many times. and have prevented a lot of mass shootings.
Yeah.
But we
They
don't ever
highlight
hear
this.
about that.
Exactly,
Right,
and that's the
so-
problem. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we heard about like Elijah Dickinson out in was it Indiana at the mall, right? And so here's the other thing too. It's really hard to calculate how many lives are saved by a responsible person carrying a firearm and exercising their Second Amendment right. Because if he wasn't there that day, how many of those people that were
100%.
Right.
that
That
were
happens
attending
all the
the mall
time.
that day would have been, almost executed, murdered, killed, massacred, whatever you want to call it. But it took one good guy with a gun to stop this other bad guy with a gun that probably prevented the fatality or the numbers of fatalities from going up, right? So you had one dead bad guy, which, cool.
The classic one, of course, is the guy who came into the church in Texas.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
357 SIG apparently is
Yeah.
now, the Lord's caliber. You know what I mean?
That was caught on camera. Everybody got to see that. It's crystal clear how that was going to shake out.
Yeah. And first of all, that shot, one to the dome at that distance,
Oh, yeah.
that was impressive.
Dude, we talk about
Yes.
these whole guns thing like all the time, like gun ownership and stuff, but training. And there's also very little time spent on like average citizen on the training. They really get out there and train yourself because you'll be much more effective with it.
Right.
Just train yourself.
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
more you're like mentally, like, say I have a jam or something, like mentally, I clear
That
without
muscle
even
memory.
knowing.
Yeah.
Like within seconds, I'm just already boom next. Versus if someone who's not used to doing that is going to be like,
Oh, yeah, they're going to stare at
they're
it.
going to be
Yeah.
stuck there for probably 10 seconds trying to figure out, oh, I need to, and they're probably sticking their finger down, trying to clear it or
We
something.
fight the way we train.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one of my favorite quotes, I think, is you will never rise to the occasion. You will fall back to your least level of preparedness.
Absolutely.
And it's like, oh, man, or your highest level of
But
preparedness. But yeah.
this always crossed my mind sometimes. So I'm always carrying either in my purse
yeah.
or in my body. Now, carrying in your purse isn't really, the best, but with
Right.
certain outfits, or if I'm wearing a dress or something, I can't always carry on my body. So it's better than nothing. But I'm always just wondering, like, okay, so if something was to go down right now, would like if I was to engage and take out the shooter, what if someone else shoots me? Or
Right.
what if the cops shoot me? Or if they think
Yeah.
I'm
The bad guy.
the bad guy.
Right.
So I'm always like, I'm like, do I just say, screw everybody else, you're on your own, I got my gun, me and my family are out of here?
Yeah.
Or do I also, you know what I mean? It's just like
Situation
one of
dictates.
those situational things that,
That's
like,
exactly
I don't
right.
know what would you really do in that situation.
That's
Like-
right. And there's times, you got to understand something. There's times disengaging is the right answer.
Right.
Absolutely.
For sure.
But would
Absolutely.
the guilt stick with you, knowing?
Well, see, again, it comes down to the mindset. If you and your family made it out alive, and that's really all you can kind of do. It's like, hey, it's not my fault that guy decided to be a douchebag and start doing those
Right,
terrible, evil
right.
things.
Yeah, that's
evil
well said.
exists. I'm going to do exactly what I can to overcome that evil. And the best way to do that is to overcome it by, meeting it with a much more aggressive violence and surprise of action, right? And so the best thing to do, honestly, is say, hey, I did my job of protecting me and my loved ones and those that I was there with in that area. And if,
and
somebody
that's what
else...
it's come down to.
Yeah.
Like, the main reason why I carry is to protect myself and my family. Like,
Right.
I'm not doing it, for you.
Yeah.
I'm doing it for you.
Right.
It's,
It's like,
you know-
and that's the entire, like, it's
But
self-responsibility.
I will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I can.
If I can. But
It's like you can't save everybody. You
Right.
can't have a savior complex, or else then you will carry that guilt. You know
Right.
what I mean? And,
A good example is one that I've seen. You guys may have seen it too, where a guy came into a mall and then started doing some shooting, and there was like a video camera of a guy who's carrying concealed, brought the gun out, but in the engagement, the bad guy was down the mall ways. And the exit door is right here. At that point, you're like, man, it's not really my
Yeah.
place to go hunt this guy down. I'm not law enforcement.
yeah.
It's just not. I mean, I hate to say that,
be like
but
the hero.
yeah,
And
it's
what
not
I
my
can
place
say-
to do that. Whereas right there's the door. I got to get myself or my loved ones out the door.
In law enforcement, there's cops have killed other cops, off-duty cops before. This has happened numerous times because you're stopping a robbery, whatever, or citizens. So whenever I get a call of any kind of a shooting, the first thing we always ask for description. The bad guy,
Oh,
if there are any
absolutely.
good guys. So I always say, anybody who's listening, watching, and us over here, guys, if you ever get in a situation like that 911, tell them what you're wearing.
that was me. I was the operator. I was the 911 call taker.
There you go.
And I'm
There you
giving
go.
the description to law enforcement,
Yep.
and they're coming up on a scene. Hey, I need to know. And I'm like, and I've got somebody hysterical that's saying, here's my address, bye. And I'm like, what are we coming into?
Yep, you got to know.
We need more stuff. You know, he's like, oh, he's a white male wearing a gray hoodie. He's got gray pants on and a camouflage hat. He's got a knife. You know, like, cool, keep feeding me that. Where is he right now? It looks like he just ran about 20 yards to the left. Wait, he just turned right. Now he's running on this street. Situational awareness will save your life.
I carried a little thing that I was issued, actually. I don't even know what to call that thing. It's a little pouch. It like extends. It says police on it. I just like threw that over my shoulder just in case something bad happened.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you carry it just a little bit, little pouch. Just like this police thing, like reflective police that comes up, and you just throw that on you.
Yeah.
And that was me being a good guy. And if somebody called 911, not me because I'm busy, tell them what I'm wearing. Like I'd tell them, just I don't want to get shot.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's good indicator. So to answer that question, I think we just did it.
Yeah.
To answer that question, you know, is this like
I forgot what the question was.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, what do y'all think we should do as a community to stop gun control and what you can do as
was-
influencers?
yeah.
Well, you stop gun control by shining light on the good things that take place and by
Right.
law-abiding concealed carry carriers, whatever it might be.
Act
You know?
responsibly.
Yeah.
Don't do things that kind of don't pass the common sense test.
Yeah.
Does it make sense for me to bring my open carry AR in this environment to prove a point? It's like, man,
Yeah.
I
That's why,
see and
like,
hear what
Yeah.
you're trying to do here, but
South
come on.
Carolina, we're open carry now, and I was like,
Yeah.
Just sometimes
Like,
you just got to apply common sense.
I don't disagree with with the let me say lack of law, right? Because that might sound bad, but at the same time, North Carolina's been open carry for a long time. I'm going to say you do whatever
I'm all
you
for
want
it.
to do.
I'm glad we're open carry.
Yeah, you
Me,
do
personally?
Nope. Yeah, I'm not going to do it. Yeah, it's all about maintaining that kind of incognito state. You don't want to make yourself the target.
Right.
You know? So.
But some people want to be like, like, look what I got. You know what I mean? Like, wait.
Yeah.
I want to make everyone feel really awkward in this room. Me, I'd be like,
Hey,
all right, this is
take
cool.
it
What
from
are you
me.
carrying, dude? You know, I would be like looking.
Yeah. Let's see. Moving on though, because I think we've pretty much beat that one down pretty good. So that's how you do it right there. And so there you have it. Also, you talked about like carrying. Like, there's a TikToker out there who does a really good job. She's on Instagram. She goes by Peace of Mind, PIECE of Mind, and she actually is all about. She's a woman that wears all sorts of different clothing styles and shows you how to do it comfortably and carry a firearm. And I'm like, that's cool. So if you guys are looking for recommendations on that, that's how you do it. Okay, so how do you feel? Jim Scruffy is asking, how do you feel about current suppressor wait times? I'll be honest, what are they? 3 months, 6 months?
yeah, like over 6. I was told over 6 months, but what do I know?
Well, let me tell you
By
about how I feel about
regulations,
suppressor
yeah.
wait times. There shouldn't be suppressor wait times.
No.
Repeal the NFA. All right. Anyway, that's how I feel.
I
about
have
that.
one I have a gem tech that's been sitting at the gun shop for 7 years that I didn't know about.
Really?
7 years.
7
Wow.
years. Yeah. Yep.
What happened? What like?
Well, so we were gonna work together,
Yeah.
do some content and stuff, but the wait time was like at the time was like 9 months plus.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, well, how can we go around this? Maybe bringing me on as an employee, or something with the gun store. I was close enough to the gun store to where they were like, you can just come shoot it and do content and
Right.
just
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
And then that we ran into some issues or something, and then it was just sitting there, and I thought that they took it back. The gun store called me about a month ago, and they're like, hey, I'm going through like inventory in the back here, and we have like a Gemtech suppressor that's been here for 7 years. And I was like, they never took it back? They're like, no. So if you want to go get your fingerprints, you can have it. And I was like, okay.
All right. Cool.
Tight.
Surprise.
Woo.
And that's funny too, because Gemtech was bought out by Smith & Wesson, I think. Yep. Because
Yep.
I've got a Gemtech 45 that I run on my FNX, and they're great silencers. The monolithic monocore design and everything. Yeah. So, but yeah. So as far as suppressor wait times, I mean, honestly, if you ask me, it's a safety device. They shouldn't be regulated. In my mind. I don't know
And the
if
thing
it
is, like, they make it seem like suppressors, like in movies, are like,
Yeah.
no, I still have to wear ear pro.
Yeah, and
when
a lot
I
of
shoot
times
suppressed.
depends.
Like,
Now we might have a couple rounds of that three.
Unless you
unless it's
have a CMMG descent blackout.
300 blackout subsonic.
subsonic, okay,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
different. But I
Awesome.
mean, just
Yeah.
like
Normal
throwing
ammo,
a
yeah. Especially the small cans, which
Yeah.
basically blast inhibitors or whatever. You
Yeah.
absolutely got to wear ear pro
Yeah.
with those.
Yeah,
Yep.
agreed.
So they make it seem like it's
You're right. It's still very loud.
no, it's still
Yeah.
really loud.
Daniel, I shouldn't have even tried.
Yeah.
Muguruza.
That's worse than
Good
my
enough.
name. Holy crap.
Yep. Not a question, but let's see Zedra shoot the giveaway 50. funny enough, you can go back to previous videos and see her shoot pretty much the exact same gun.
Yep.
Pretty much because we gave that one away, unlike what people like to believe. But we'll be shooting the 50 cal again today. Have you tried unlimited ammo 9mm, and have you seen their subscription ammo boxes? Have tried unlimited ammo. We actually have some here. They're really good. They work really great. Have not tried their subscription ammo boxes. We don't really do subscriptions because we got pallets of it out there.
Must be nice.
I mean, if you need some ammo. Here we go. Favorite. So MacDon's 007 asked, favorite long-range precision freedom tool. Larry, I want to hear yours on this one.
Oh, I've got good friends at Mile High Shooting Accessories out in Colorado, and they handle AI, Accuracy International.
Yeah.
So it would be some flavor of AI, probably in 338 Lapua.
338 Lapua.
Yeah.
So mine.
So an AI flavored rifle in 338 Lapua that, of course, I would get from my friends at Mile High Shooting Accessories.
All right.
That's a pretty easy answer for me.
That's hot. So mine right now, because it might change, is that Mark 13. We have the 300 Win Mag.
Well, that's what I was gonna say.
Is it, dude? So it is sweet. So we hung
but
out
I
with
don't shoot
Brandon.
very
Me
far
too.
very
Yeah.
often.
Okay. Well, that's fair.
We don't have that leisure
Right.
here.
So
I think most I've 400 yards, but the most I've shot like overall is 800, and that wasn't even in the Carolinas. That was Texas or something.
yeah. So if you want to do that again, my buddy Brandon, Texas Plinking, he's got his own Mark 13, his Mark 12s, and everything, and we took those and ran those for some fun. So that video will be coming out when we give away the Mark 13. But yeah, so we were running, I think we were doing about 700, 800 yards there, but he has the capability of going to 1,000, and we were just having some fun with that. So I'm sure, Brandon, if you're listening, he would love to host us again and come out there and do some shooting, because we're going to the what's called the Cayenne Vista Ranch. Beautiful place, and James that's out there is just awesome, and it's a really, really good time. So that's mine, is the Mark 13. Alex is the Mark 13. Kai, what about you?
I'd say AC 130, 40mm.
AC 130. You're talking about, AC 130 above.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Call of
really,
Duty.
Yeah, here he goes
I
again.
I really don't have. I'm not a long distance shooter.
We'll fix that.
Never
I'm
been.
not either.
Yeah, it's all about exposure. That's all.
Exactly. So it's something that I have to get into. I'd like to get into.
Just finding is the biggest issue is just finding some place to shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Distance is
I get
the
that.
hardest.
Yeah. I understand that. So there's some property out here we might be expanding pretty soon, so that's kind of exciting. But yeah, Texas obviously just is the home for that type of stuff. Which we'll be going back there again soon enough. Let's see here. This is a good one. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that one. Sorry. But your red T-shirt looks good. 300 blackout and 6.5 Creedmoor, I assume. Worth it? ?
Ooh, there we go.
Well,
That is a
Kaya's
good question.
definitely going to say 300 blackout is worth it.
Yeah, I mean 6.52. Great,
Yeah.
great calibers. I mean, I would say absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you ask,
For what though?
yeah, right, it depends,
That's
right?
right,
So if
for
you
what?
ask Clint Smith over at Thunder Ranch, he's like, 300 blackout's the worst. That thing's absolutely ridiculous. You don't need that, because you can do 9mm and everything else, and it'll run just fine.
I guess we got to
5.56.
talk about the defeating armor, like with the 300 blackout subsonic. Does it?
No.
It doesn't.
No, well, it depends on what level, right?
I mean, level 3A soft body armor is what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
you can do level 3, level 3A. Level 3 will still stop some rifle cartridges, but 3A is pistol, right?
That's what I'm saying. Because we were talking about 9mm, right? That's gonna 3A is gonna stop that.
Yeah.
But for CQB stuff, where 300 blackout can be really quiet, but will it still defeat? Because bad guys really do wear body armors nowadays.
From what you've seen, yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I want that
Right.
whatever round I'm using to defeat.
Penetrate.
Yeah.
5.7 has entered the chat. How about that? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask our Doug Body Armor if we could borrow some of their level 3A
Let's
plates
test it
again
out.
and shoot it with 300 blackout, see what happens.
Yep.
I don't know why we haven't thought about that yet.
Subsonic.
There we go.
Yeah, well,
My-
subsonic, I don't
Subsonic.
think it's going to do it. Subsonic, I
My
don't
answer
think
is
it'll do
real
it.
simple. If you can afford it, yeah.
Yeah.
If you can afford either caliber and guns and whatnot, absolutely.
So we've done a comparison video of 6.5 Creedmoor to like 308, and you'll see that it carries velocity for a greater time and has less drop than what 308 does at greater distances. So is 6.5 worth it in my mind? Yeah. But at the same time, if you already have a 308, get good with that and you'll be fine. That's how I feel about it. All right.
308's kind of like that Glock 19. You could have one gun or 1,000 guns. Never really regret having a 308 rifle that precision to the point where you can you can accurately engage targets at a reasonable distance. It's almost like you'll never regret having one.
Yeah. No, I absolutely agree with that. Jace MSU. Alex, what's your favorite everyday carry? We've already hit on that.
Yeah.
Glock 43. Kaya, you've already talked about your XDS.
Yep.
Larry, you've talked about your Glock 19.
Yeah, but there's so many, man.
There are a lot.
The P365 is for the compact / subcompact.
Yeah,
is a good option. There's just so many. It's hard to really.
Yeah. I also do carry a Smith & Wesson 38.
Do you? Mm-hmm. You're really?
Wow.
Is it?
I did a video where I had it in my jacket pocket,
Yeah.
and I just shot it through my jacket pocket from the hip.
Is it hammerless? Hammer?
Six shooter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So it literally, like if I'm wearing a big hoodie
Yeah.
or something, and I just literally throw it in my pocket. I need to get better at shooting
Yeah.
from the hip with it, but I mean, if it's like, if I don't feel like carrying my Glock or anything like that, I'll just throw it in my pocket real quick.
We were talking about.
well, I mean, that'll do the job.
Yeah.
Were you here, or maybe you were running out to get coffee and whatnot? But we were talking about laser or Crimson Trace laser.
I wasn't here
grips.
for that.
That to me, any J frame or small, it has to have those on there. It's worth their weight in gold because, frankly, the iron sights are useless.
Yeah,
Now,
that's why I was just like hip fire.
yeah.
Even if you were to aim,
The iron sights
it's like
are
this
useless.
tiny little thing.
Now a big, noticeable, easy to see front sight that's high vis and has tritium is a plus on those small guns.
Yeah.
But the laser is a big advantage on those.
Yeah.
Big advantage. If you have to make any kind of a shot at distance, it's not what they're designed for, but you never know. You can't pick the gunfight you're going to get in.
Right.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's why I like the macro so much. So I mean, you got 17 rounds in a compact gun like that. Like, dude, that's
Those guns have you got to figure the sales of the J frames and the compact revolvers have really dropped off.
Yeah.
You have to, because the P365s and whatnot have really put a whammy on those.
Yeah.
And the 43.
Yeah, so it's single stack. So I'm like, you always have to have that little mag caddy,
Yeah.
in your
Yeah.
holster to. But I'm like, hopefully I won't need any more rounds in this.
Yeah, hopefully, right? Yeah, if you need more, then it's like go get a bigger gun.
Yeah, I'll just throw my gun at you.
Plus, if you want, I'll be more than happy to get you some. Me and Tango Down make a +2 base plate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's shaking his head. You seen that? Yeah, we'd make a +2 base plate for that, which makes a big difference now.
Yep.
It's not that much longer. Actually helps with the grip.
I like those.
Oh,
with the
right,
pink
Helps
yeah.
with the
extension.
grip, and then
Because
you
your
got 2
pinky's
more
like
rounds.
right on
Yeah.
the edge for me.
Yeah.
Fair enough. No, I think really it does matter too. Capacity is definitely a big deal if you ask me. If you're one of those states that limits you to like 10 or whatever, then I mean, RIP, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sucks to suck.
Move here.
Don't move here. We're full. We're full.
All right.
At
South
capacity.
Carolina then.
Yeah, at capacity. Somebody's saying, so it's a Stage AVT 319 M1 giveaway, ? And then somebody's like, let me hear that M1 ping. So, I mean, whatever. It's sitting right
Yeah,
Do it
sure,
again, do it
man.
again.
Do it again.
Yeah. Oh, God, as I bump everything in the way. So there we go. Here it is. There it
There you
is.
go. Nice
Yeah.
catch,
You
too,
like
dude.
that? I may have done that a time or two.
Gotten pretty
Nice
good at that.
catch.
Yep. So the M1 Garand. As far as a giveaway goes, maybe soon. It's been a while since we've done that, and we have found that a lot of people actually kind of don't like the older giveaways, the older gun giveaways. I'm like, well, we're classic firearms.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Except the exception to that is the M1 Garand, which is why we kind of kept a few laying around. Wink, wink. So there you have
-1.
it. Yeah, -1.
That's right. That's right.
Alex is picking up hers today, which you know what I think actually is probably a good time to go ahead and let's start cutting into that. We got to get that video rocking and rolling and get you.
Yeah, it sucks it gets dark so early now. I have to rush my content and get to the range earlier. I have to start packing earlier. And
Right. Yeah. So
it's depressing.
yeah.
Like
but-
exhausted by 7 p.m. and I'm like, it feels like 10 o'clock. I'm like, this sucks.
One other question there was, is there any gun that you haven't had the opportunity to shoot that you really, really, really want to shoot other than the M1 Garand for Kaya?
I really wanted to shoot a minigun, but I got to shoot that a couple months ago. So,
So you can check that off your list.
yeah, I literally took a whole berm in the desert. Just like, we just ran it straight across. It was so sick.
That is cool. All right.
was
So
awesome.
yeah, so minigun is definitely on my list. That is one that I haven't been able to, do that just yet. that's one that I'm really excited for. I have gotten to shoot a 155 millimeter Mike 777, pull string go boom. So that's kind of cool.
That's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, it is cool. It's still ringing. Yeah, ears are still. Yeah, so there's that. What about Larry? This is a question for you because man, I feel like you pulled
shot
the trigger.
everything.
Well, it would have been the Russian AN-94.
Oh,
AN-94, the hyperburst gun, but I shot it. Now I would have to kind of go down your route. Probably the main gun out of an M1 Abrams.
Yeah. Oh, the main gun out of it. Yep. What, the 120 mil, right?
Yeah,
I think it is.
Used to be 105 and
It used to be
120 now.
Yep. So that would be cool.
That would be the one.
That would be the one. So we just gotta invest in a tank.
Yeah, that's
got to find an M1 Abrams somewhere. I'm sure it's probably fine.
Buy a minigun. Go hit up Dylan.
Right.
Oh yeah, right. There you go. Yeah, it's Dylan Precision, right?
Yeah.
Is that those guys? Yeah, they're freaking awesome guys.
Yeah.
What about you, Kai? Other than the M1, because you're shooting that today.
Exactly. Honestly, a full auto Uzi.
Oh, cool.
Never done it before.
Really?
All right.
I've seen it in the movies a lot.
Yeah.
Right. Spray and pray kind of thing.
They're fun.
They look a lot of fun. So
Give you a tip if you want one from the Uncle Lair on the Uzi. Make sure you firmly depress the grip safety.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very firmly depress it, because what can happen with that gun, I've seen that movie, is you grab it. It's a little awkward too.
Yeah.
And you depress it, but not 100%, and it puts drag on the bolt and it'll cause malfunctions.
I see. So you got to hold
So
tight.
fire.
Nice.
Yeah, you want to make sure, and it's really not even a bad thing to tape the damn thing down.
I see. Okay.
But when you go to shoot one, just make sure you very firmly depress it and you'll be fine.
Got it. Thank you. Yeah.
Look at that. So now you know.
Hey,
The more you know.
There we go.
There it is again. Cool.
Wow.
Well, I think we can leave it off there then. I think we've had a pretty good time today. One thing we were talking about before, though, was like the PPSH. Remember the PPSH, got to shoot one of those for the first time, and you said you witnessed something kind of wild happen.
Yeah, you put 9 in it.
Not you.
Not me.
Not you.
Not
Yeah,
me.
but
No.
But you said it was like some like special forces
Special Forces guy.
Yeah,
Don't really remember his name, but
Yeah, that's
he
fine.
was being very, I don't know. I guess he didn't know who I was, which is not a big deal at all. But like, I hate being like, "Oh, you're a girl. Let me hold your back while you shoot."
And then you get up there and you're like, dude, okay.
And I'm like,
well, that brings us into what we talked about.
Yeah, just because you're.
so he broke it.
Yeah, so he broke it. 'cause he
But
put 9
I
on
was
it, yeah.
surprised. It did shoot a few rounds. It actually ran, and we were all like,
Whoa.
"Wait, what just happened?"
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, he put 9 in there."
Yeah.
Oh,
So
like I don't know what broke, but that
Yeah.
ain't good. I'm like,
No.
"But you're SF. Aren't you supposed to know this?"
Yeah, well, see, that's just
And that's
it,
the big myth.
Yeah, Larry and
Just
I were talking
because-
about that. Just because you're, special forces or whatever else, it doesn't mean you know everything or you're like a
Yeah.
weapons expert. Like
That's right.
we were talking about, Tropic Thunder. It's like, I don't know what it's called. I just know the sound it makes when it takes a man's life, and it's like, okay, all right, that's good.
Yeah.
But anyway, well, cool. So there you go. I think we answered all the questions that we have for today. And of course, guys, if you didn't get your answer or your question answered, it's probably because your question sucked. So ask better questions. Or stay tuned for next time and ask the same question multiple times, and maybe I'll just get annoyed and answer that. So we'll leave it off there, though. Alex, thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you for having
Yeah,
me.
thank you.
It's
Yeah.
been great.
Yep. And
Yeah.
we're only
We just keep
halfway
talking.
through.
We're like, we need to stop talking in this because we just keep talking and talking.
Yeah, and we need to go shoot. We need
Yeah,
to shoot
I
this
know.
M1.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
you go. So, Kaya, thanks again for joining us, man.
Oh, you bet. Happy to be
Dude,
here.
Absolutely, guys. And Larry, finish us out here.
Oh, hey, I want to thank the CCWSafe guys, as always, for bringing the Vickers Tactical side of the house to the podcast.
Yeah. Yep. And CCWSafe, again, is just that insurance you might need if you ever find yourself in that terrible situation where you've had to defend yourself. And sometimes people might come after you because you have used your right to defend yourself. So CCWSafe will work.
And they're, the difference between them and insurance, they're a membership.
Yeah.
So you'll see them in different states where insurance is not allowed.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so that's one of the guys who set this thing up are sharp guys.
That is smart.
Yeah, they're sharp guys.
Well,
so check
good.
them out, ccwsafe.com.
Yeah, good to know. So, guys, thank you again for tuning in. And we'll see you guys next time at classicfarms.com. God bless. See you soon.